Welcome to Fascinating Flash.
Yeah.
Today, we're looking into a name that, well, it really sparks both fear and a lot of curiosity.
Yeah.
El Chupacabras.
Oh, yeah, it's a classic cryptid, isn't it? What's really fascinating, I think, is how it started relatively small, almost like a whisper in the Caribbean,
Uh-huh.
and then it just, boom, exploded into this global phenomenon. Everyone seems to have heard of it.
Absolutely. So our mission today is to unpack all that for you. Where did it come from? How did the story change? And, what's its legacy today?
Let's set the scene. Puerto Rico, right. Mid-90s, specifically 1995.
Exactly. You have farmers finding their livestock dead. We're talking goats, chickens, even rabbits.
Not just dead, but in a really disturbing way, kind of disrupting the whole landscape there.
Yeah, these weren't like normal coyote or dog attacks. What made me strange was the lack of struggle, often very little blood seen outside the body. But the key thing almost always were these tiny puncture wounds, often two of them, usually on the neck.
So minimal struggle, but these specific little marks, like fangs. Precisely like fangs, yeah. And the story that started circulating almost immediately was way more terrifying.
Which was?
That something was draining these animals completely dry of blood.
Okay, yeah, that would definitely cause panic. Total
Yeah,
panic.
it absolutely did. And the press, they jumped on it. They quickly gave this unseen attacker a name. El Chupacabras, the goat sucker.
Catchy and scary.
Very. And from those initial reports, this composite image started to form. People described something bipedal.
Standing up, like a person.
Kind of, yeah, but shorter, maybe 1.2 to 1.5 meters, so around 4 or 5 feet tall. Big eyes, red glowing eyes.
That's unsettling.
And the skin was described as kind of reptilian or scaly, grayish, not much hair, but the detail that really cemented it as nightmare fuel.
Go on.
A row of spines.
Spines running down its back.
Exactly. From the neck down towards the tail, people were saying it looked like a demonic kangaroo or maybe a gargoyle come to life, even extraterrestrial.
Wow, so like something straight out of a horror film?
Totally. It felt like a movie monster had somehow escaped into reality.
And like all good horror stories, it didn't just stay put in Puerto Rico, did it? The legend started to travel.
Oh, absolutely. It spread incredibly fast, mostly, word of mouth at first and through news reports. This was even before the internet really took off in a huge way.
Right, so it moves to Mexico, Central America.
And then up into the southwestern U.S., especially in areas with large Latino communities where the story really resonated.
And it didn't stop there.
No! Remarkably, reports started popping up even further afield. Isolated stories from Chile, Brazil. I've even seen mentions from places like Russia and the Philippines. The chupacabras went global.
Okay, but did the description stay the same everywhere? Was it always this spiny, red-eyed creature?
Well, here's where it gets really interesting. That original Puerto Rican image, it sort of started to merge with, or in some places get replaced by, a very different kind of creature.
Different owl.
Yeah.
Not the reptilian alien thing.
Totally different. This second version was distinctly quadrupedal, walked on 4 legs. And it looked more like a really messed up dog or coyote.
Sick.
Exactly. Emaciated, hairless, skin all thick and leathery, maybe cracked, sometimes covered in sores. And it moved weirdly, like it was sick or disoriented, but still attacking livestock.
Okay, that sounds more like a familiar animal just in really bad shape.
Precisely. Which leads us to a key question. What does science say about these two very different versions?
Right.
For that second type, the dog-like one, the most compelling explanation, and there's quite a bit of evidence for this, points to a disease.
A disease causing that look.
A very specific and nasty one, sarcoptic mange, an advanced case.
Blemishes, like what dogs get.
Exactly, but way worse. Tiny mites burrow under the skin, cause a horrible allergic reaction. Massive hair loss, the skin gets incredibly thick, cracked, infected, ulcers form.
Oh, so it would make an animal look completely alien, almost monstrous.
Completely unrecognizable. A coyote or a dog suffering like that could easily be mistaken for some kind of monster. There's a biological reason for the horrific appearance.
And I guess mange wouldn't just affect its looks, it'd make it weak, too.
Absolutely. It drains their energy, causes constant itching and irritation. An animal that's sick can't hunt its usual fast prey, like rabbits or deer.
So it goes for easier targets.
Like sheep penned up or chickens in a coop. Much easier. And significantly, many of the alleged chupacabra carcasses found and analyzed, especially in the U.S., turned out to be coyotes, dogs, sometimes even raccoons, suffering from severe mange.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense for the dog monster version.
Yeah.
It's mange. But what about that original detail, the animals being drained of blood?
Hmm.
A Miji coyote is just biting to eat, right?
That's a crucial part of the myth, isn't it? The blood draining. But think about how predators hunt.
They go for the neck.
Right. Dogs, coyotes, they instinctively bite the neck, hitting vital arteries and veins. This causes massive internal bleeding.
Ah, so the blood isn't necessarily all outside the body.
Exactly. If someone finds the carcass hours later, maybe after scavengers have been there too, and there isn't much external blood, they might assume it was drain. But actual necropsies have never confirmed total blood drainage. It's biologically almost impossible for a predator to achieve that.
Okay, so the lack of external blood could be misinterpreted, and the bite marks are just predator bites.
Mhm.
But what about the first chupacabras, the spiny bipedal one from Puerto Rico? Mange doesn't explain that.
No, it doesn't. And that's where things get really fascinating, where popular culture seems to intersect with collective fear. Some researchers noticed a striking connection to a big sci-fi horror movie that came out and was a huge hit right around that time, 1995, the movie Species.
Species. You think the movie monster influenced it?
Well, think about the alien in that film, Syl, designed by H.R. Geiger, who also did the alien creature.
Okay, yeah, definitely memorable designs.
Syl was bipedal, kind of humanoid, and had these very prominent spines or quills running along its back and shoulders.
Huh? That does sound remarkably similar to those early descriptions. You think people were just describing the movie monster?
Probably not consciously, no. It's more likely subconscious. You have real fear about livestock dying, intense media hype, and then this powerful, scary image from a popular movie is fresh in people's minds.
So it could have sort of bled into the descriptions, gave a shape to the unknown thing they were scared of?
That's the theory. A potent mix. Some real animal deaths, maybe some unusual circumstances, intense fear, and a readily available monster image from pop culture. They all kind of converged.
The perfect storm for a legend to be born. But despite these explanations, mange for one type, maybe movie influence for the other, the chupacabras hasn't just vanished.
Not even close. It's amazing how persistent it is. It's become this icon of like cryptozoology, especially in Latin America, but known worldwide. It's been in the X-Files, countless books, documentaries.
There's even that recent movie Chupa, right? On Netflix.
Exactly, released in 2023. And even now, in the age of smartphones everywhere, people still post videos claiming to show what chupacabra is.
And those usually turn out to be.
Almost always, yeah. When they can be analyzed, it's a poor coyote or dog suffering from mange, or maybe a weird-looking raccoon or something. But the legend itself, it just keeps going. It seems stronger than the evidence sometimes.
So when we step back from all the details, the sightings, the science, what does the chupacabras really represent? It's more than just a spooky creature, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. I think its real power is symbolic. The chupacabras is like a mirror, reflecting some really deep human fears back at us.
Fears like?
Fear of the unknown, certainly. Fear of things we can't explain easily. Maybe fear of nature that seems out of control or forces beyond our understanding. It taps into that basic human need to put a name, put a story to things that disturb us. We create narratives to make sense of the chaos.
That makes sense. It gives form to formless anxiety. And it seems even when we have scientific explanations like mange or, plausible theories like the movie influence, there's still this space left over for the mystery. People want to believe, maybe.
Or perhaps we just acknowledge that there are still things we don't fully understand.
Which leaves us with a thought, doesn't it? Yeah. If the chupacabras was shaped by the anxieties and the media of its time, what other modern legends, what other chupacabras might be taking shape right now? Born from our current fears, our news cycles, our digital world, just waiting to emerge into the light for you to discover. Thanks for listening.